Teresa Marie Halbach, you conniving, scheming little bitch. I love you. I love you. Yes. You see, you had to leave town, various reasons. But you had to get the fuck out of Dodge. And the only way you're going to do that is getting murdered. That's how bad you needed to leave. Just split. You had shit. Anyway. So, you faked your death and you're watching me right now. I know that. Okay? Proving it's a little bit different, but still yet, I got a little something up my sleeve that you gave me, thank you very much. Or, better yet, Robert Herman. Ronald L. Goppy? Yeah, Ronald L. Goppy. Where did he get this? This is an official document from the case file, okay? So, what has Ron got for us? Well, see that bumper? See that right there? They're both the same color. That's 760 Mystic Teal Mica. That's 760 Mystic Teal Mica. All one color. Yes. All one color. You tell me that ain't the same color. It is. That's the original bumper on that vehicle. 760 Mystic Teal Mica bumper. Here's two. What do we have here? Well. There's the left profile at Wisconsin State Crime Lab. Ooh, number 3. I want you to look at something else. You see that? See that? That bumper and that paint job match. That's 760 Mystic Teal Mica. Full blown. All one color. Okay? That's what that is. Those bumpers. What does number 4 have for us? Well, back to, that's 760, baby. That's 760. That's black. That's not supposed to be black. Okay. Number 5. Ooh. Number 5. Now, do you remember the RAV4 they found in Avery Auto Salvage, the front passenger seat driver's door? Okay. Right profile? Well, that was 202 color code black. Okay? Black. Well, that's not supposed to be on a 760. 760, the door handles are 760. Not 202 black. Understand your codes. Boom. Here's what we have. Here's what's really interesting, though. Look at that front passenger door handle. Oh, shit. Let me ask you a question. What fucking color is that? Huh? I'll tell you what color that is. That's a 6P3 deep jewel green. Toyota color codes. And you have a green door handle on a blue door, and you have a black door handle on a blue door, and the green's not supposed to be there, the black's not supposed to be there, this Catalin's supposed to be the same color, the flares are supposed to be the same color. They're not. But look at that. That's the same color. And look at that. That's the same color. So this back here is 760 Mystic Teal Mica. 760 Mystic Teal Mica. 760 Mystic Teal Mica. Front and back bumper. Now we have here K95. Two-tone. Color combination. Okay? That's two-tone color combination. This is supposed to be the same color as the back bumpers. This is supposed to be in the the flares are supposed to be the same color as the front. It's supposed to be blue. They're not blue. So the front bumpers and back bumpers are blue. 760. This right here, all this flares and Cataline is K95. The door handle that's black is K95, and the door that's black is K95. The door handle that's green came from a 6P3 deep jewel green Toyota RAV4, just like you seen on WBay2 News, Action 2 News, coverage you can count on. Okay, green door handle. So how did K95 parts come off of the K95 RAV4 and onto a 760 RAV4? And how did the door handle from a 6P3 deep jewel green RAV4 get into the front passenger door handle space where it's not supposed to be? It didn't come from the factory that way. They didn't sell it to Teresa Marie Halbach that way. It wasn't impounded that way. It got that way after it was taken off of Avery's Auto Salvage. It went to Cleveland Auto and got a remake. It stopped along the way somewhere in a storage unit and got a remake. Or it was remade in the Wisconsin State Crime Lab before Ronald Godfrey took a photograph of it. That is the facts of the case. It's undeniable facts of the case. Now, here's something. Let me see here. What do we have here? Right there. Luminix Toyota, Green Bay, Wisconsin. You know, you have a problem. You can't figure out what color a RAV4 is versus what color a RAV4 is. Dean String, Jerome Butane, you two little fucking assholes. Yeah. You did not think to call up Lemieux. Hey, yeah, this is Dean String. This is Jerome Butane. I'm working on the Stephen Avery case, and Teresa bought a RAV4 from you. What color was it when she drove off the lot? Well, if they talked to Karen K, they would have got green. Specifically, what's the color code she drove off the lot? 6P3 deep jewel green is what he would have gotten. Which means, oh shit, I'm going to fax you over some photographs, tell me what that is. It comes back, Karen K or Don Lemieux would have contacted him back and say, yeah, you got a 760 with K95 features. Somebody's fucking with that vehicle. But you didn't. You didn't. All this time, all these people, Zellner, Laura Knight Rider, Stephen Dresden, all these people won't call Lemieux Toyota. Will not ask them what is the color code of the vehicle that Teresa bought from them. Compare it with the color code that Teresa's license owned title of. 760. So, Mike Halbach gives up, Karen Halbach gives up the ghost. Karen Halbach says, dark green. Well, guess what? There's 10 greens and 1 Mystic Teal Mica blue. Other than the 800 series blue. So green is 600 series RAV4. Didn't know that, huh? Well, you can't have a 700 series paint job look like a 600 series paint job. Okay? And Toyota did not make dark green mica. They didn't make green mica. There's no mica in any of the greens that Toyota painted their cars. But yet there's mica in the 700 series, Mystic Teal Mica. Didn't know that, did you? Well, guess what? That paint job cannot morph to look like green because it would have to change complete series numbers from 7 to 6. It would have to, well, it doesn't have mica. There's no mica. So there's no such thing as 6P3 deep blue green morphing to look like green and dark green. It don't do that. So she's sitting there saying, well, it's more blue than green, and we all sitting here with the thumbs up our fucking asses, and nobody thought to call Lemieux Toyota and ask him to come to the crime scene, to come take a look at it, or send him, fax him some other photos. Fax the photos now and see what he says. It's not too late. But nobody. Now, I got every single book out there on Avery. I got them all. Not one mentions Toyota color codes. Not one. I look at all of Zellner's briefs. I look at all the case file. I look at all Bora, Neureider, and Stephen Dresden, and all their shit, and they're all devoid of color code. There's no color code anywhere in the entire case file. Why? Because if you use color code, you'd come to find out that Teresa was driving a 6P3 Deep Jewel Green RAV4. Her family saw it in it. She drove up to Stephen Avery's in it. She drove it off the property and turned left in it. 6P3 Deep Jewel Green is what Teresa Reed was known to have driven, but she didn't own it. She didn't own it. It was the decoy. She's driving the decoy. Then all of a sudden, pop, here's a 760 with K95 features on it, with a 6P3, a 202 door handle in it, when it was on Avery's property, but a 6P3 Deep Joe Green front right door handle was in the Wisconsin State Crime Lab. Somebody switched it. Okay? Somebody switched the fender wells, flares. They did the Cataline, the mirror, external mirror, all the door handles. That thing's a morphodite, okay? It's not a standard RAV4. It would have K95 if it was a two-tone. It's not a two-tone, but it's made to look like a two-tone. Somebody did that. Somebody did that. Everything I say is absolutely 100% proof, positive proof. But Teresa Marie Halbach staged her death. Whether she wanted to or not, that's what occurred. They were going to frame Stephen Avery, and Teresa did not want to disappear and somebody else go to prison for her murder. So she said, fuck you. I'm going to drive around and show everybody a green RAV4, that I'm driving in a green RAV4, and when they find a blue RAV4, the jig's up, they can't convict Avery. But they did anyway. They did anyway. So everybody's going, well, Steve and Brennan didn't kill Teresa. Who did? No fucking body did. That's what. I won't go over the reasons why you had to leave town. You know what they are. But that's what happened. That's what happened. Teresa meets Bobby down at the mailboxes, transfers her phone, gives him her daily planner, okay? Takes the battery out, turns it on, takes the battery out, gives him the battery, gives him the phone, gives him everything, so that Teresa's phone will ping off of all these places. Just because Teresa's phone pings off all these places doesn't mean it's Teresa. It's Bobby. Bobby's driving Teresa's phone to make it look like Teresa left. Bobby's in on it. Bobby's in on Teresa Marie Hallbach's disappearance. Scott Taddick. Okay. Bobby goes down this way, Scott Taddick comes up this way, and they meet at Taddick's trailer off of 147. Okay? Bobby gives Scott his phone, Teresa's phone, that. Then Bobby goes over to the fish and game department over there by the dam, you know, and he's hiding out there. Teresa goes over to the deer camp. Brian picks her up, drives her around, and she goes over to the Manawak County Fish and Game house. That's where Scott and Barb are living now. Okay? So we got Bobby, we got Scott, we got Teresa. Now we got Taddick coming around. Drops off. Taddick goes over to deer camp. Picks up Teresa's green 6'3" deep jewel green. The one that Teresa was known to drive but not known to own. And brings it around, drops it off by the deer camp. From there to the fish and game, drops it off at the turnaround, goes across the river and up into the back of the fish and game department. Now Taddick's there. So we got Scott Taddick, we got Bobby Dassey, we got Ryan Hildegrass, we got Teresa Marie Hallbach, all held up over here at the fish and game. If I were going to have a plan, that's what I would do. You want to get her off the road as soon as fast as possible. The best way of doing that is have her just do a circle and just hold up at the fish and game. So Teresa Marie Hallbach's hanging out at the fish and game for a few days, kicking back, watching TV, seeing all the news coverage about her and shit like that. They take a rapport, stick it out there, let people see it, then they bring it back in. And they stick it back out there, rapport, a couple of days, let them see it, stick it back in. The rapport was supposed to be there when the airplane flew over to take pictures of it, and it wasn't. It was supposed to be on Avery Auto Salvage, and it wasn't. When you go over there and you do reconnaissance photo of Avery Auto Salvage, okay? What are you sending in ground troops for? What, are they going to find something that the fucking aerial photos didn't get? Huh? Why is Pamela Strum and Nicole Strum going on the Avery property a ground search? Why? You already have reconnaissance. You don't need a ground search. You know what the top of a RAV4 looks like, right? And they could have seen, they could have had that RAV4 up on a hill all by itself, and the airplane would come over and fly over it, and they take a perfect picture of it, and they fly on. Then they look at it and they say, that ain't Teresa's, that's blue. We're looking for a green one. Green, blue, blue, green. 760 Mystic to Mica, 760 Mystic to Mica does not turn into any color of green whatsoever. None. It's impossible. The only paint that does that is Chrome Illusion put out by DuPont. And they were not painted Chrome Illusion. There's 2 RAV4s complete involved in this caper, and there's 1 RAV4 used as parts. There's your story. Bobby's story doesn't pan out. Now, she got a phone call from, what's that place? Anyway, Kruger's Bar. All right. Kruger's Bar. Somebody called her from Kruger's Bar, because that's where the phone went back to. It wasn't Auto Trader, but Auto Trader says it was. It wasn't Auto Trader. And then somebody from Auto Trader came out of Auto Trader, went down, and then went to Kruger's Bar and made a phone call from the office of Kruger's Bar. Okay? It's not the payphone from Kruger's Bar. It's the office phone in Kruger's Bar. Is the last phone call that Teresa received, giving her instructions to leave there, go around, turn on Cuss Road, go up 147 down Country Road Q, Cuss Road, and then meet Ryan at the deer camp. That's what that phone call was. Teresa called Scott Taddick and not Barbara, okay? Because Barbara didn't have Scott Taddick's phone number. Scott Taddick had Scott Taddick's phone number. Barbara had the other phone number. It's all right there in the records. If you look at the records, do a little bit of research, it's all right there. Teresa is fucking dead. No murder case after 15, 20 fucking years or whatever, going through this much scrutiny and still unresolved, is a murder. It ain't a murder. Ain't a murder. Oh, they found Teresa's bones. Bullshit. They tested Teresa's bones and it became back 1 quadrillion amount of fucking times. It's not. It couldn't be anybody else but Teresa. Bullshit. Why? Because there's 2 RAV4s. Teresa knew she was going to be set up. Teresa knew that something was going to happen to Stephen Avery. Teresa got herself a decoy RAV4, made everybody think that she had a green RAV4, and then when it came out that she owned a blue RAV4, that doesn't change colors to green. Bullshit. Fuck you. Teresa basically fucked him. Teresa's last big fuck you. She wasn't going to have Stephen Avery take the fall for her death. He did. Anyway, because nobody would, I even called Dean Strain, and I told him, contact Bob. They won't fucking do it. They won't contact Toyota. They won't contact anybody from Toyota. They will not have any technician that knows his paint code testify for Stephen Avery as to what they actually see. Mako. Take it to Mako. Take it to any reputable car paint company. Show them the photos and ask them, is this correct? And they'll say, fuck no. Every one of them will say that. Stephen Avery can have himself a list of 100 fucking technicians, all automotive paint experts, come and they'll all testify to the exact same thing that I'm telling you right now. That he can have a whole slew of them go all the way through court. But Zellner won't do it. Zellner will not call Bob Lemieux and ask him to testify and explain all the different colors that are involved in this case. She won't do it because she knows. Now, why are all the lawyers all constipated and no, not nah? will throw Stephen Avery to the wolves, keep him there until he dies of old age before they will introduce a Toyota color code. They're all in the pamphlets. They're online. You know, you can find them. 999 Toyota RAV4 color codes. TouchUpPaint.com. Go for it. And they won't do it. They won't do it. They won't do it. Jerome Buting and Dean String either A, did not see these photographs, okay? Did not see. Well, if they didn't see these photographs, then Ken Krantz is holding out on their ass. Now, right there it is. Boom, 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 boom. That door handle was put there by somebody in law enforcement. Stephen Avery didn't do it because that handle was black when it was on his property. It's green now. Why was it black then? Why is it green now? Because somebody took out the black one. Somebody took out the blue one, put in the black one. Somebody took out the black one and put in the green one. That's the history of that door handle. Fuck with me. Know what the hell I'm talking about, that's what. And Stephen knows I know what I'm talking about. His brothers know what I'm talking about. They're in the automotive business. Herman, the Herman brothers, you know what I'm talking about. Okay. Christ, they got it in record. They took in a green RAV4 on the 3rd. Then they took in a blue RAV4 on the 5th. There's 2 RAV4s. You know, we got all the documentation. We know that the green RAV4 was at Quick Mart. We know that green RAV4 had Teresa's license plate because Coburn read it off when he was standing in the parking lot of Quick Mart in Cleveland, Wisconsin. Okay? And all they did is they went out and they just took it into tow right across Kitty Corner and the Cleveland Auto, which is Manawak County Impound Yard. The vehicle that Teresa drove up and was talking with Steve ended up in Cleveland Auto, Robert Herman Auto Salvage. Well, Robert Herman is the undersheriff at that time of Manawak County. That's where that went. So the green RAV4, 63 Deep Fuel Green, went to Herman's place, Cleveland Auto Salvage and Sales. The blue RAV4 that they found in Avery Auto Salvage went to Wisconsin State Crime Lab. And the black handle was taken out sometime between Avery Auto Salvage after they got it into the container and drove it off. But before it arrived at Wisconsin State Crime Lab, or it was done inside of Wisconsin State Crime Lab before a photograph was taken of it. So, what we have here is Kasork wants to just nail Stephen Avery. Herman says, yes sir, fuck you, okay? And went into cahoots with Teresa, Mike Kalbach, Ryan Hildegrass, all right, Bobby Dassey, and Scott or Taddick. That group of people to sabotage the framing of Stephen Avery on the one side. Calumet County on this side, hey, come on in, yeah. Somebody did that after it left Avery Auto Salvage and before Godfrey took a picture of it. They're fucking around with the photos to give us clues that this ain't right. That something's wrong. And that something is so fucking wrong that you can't prove Stephen Avery, Brendan Dassey, you can't prove Teresa's dead. You can't frame them. But they framed them anyway. They framed them anyway. That's the real scoop. This small cadre of people, Teresa Halbach, Mike Halbach, there's Scott Taddick, Bobby Dassey, Ron Hillegrass. That's it. That's it. That's all the people that you need to sabotage Historic's framing of Stephen Avery. Historic thought that they would all go do what he wants them to do and frame Stephen Avery, and Teresa gets to escape, all right, alive, and they'll frame Stephen Avery and everything like that. But they said, fuck you, we're not going to do that. And they didn't. They didn't. Manawak County was watching out Steve's back. Manawak County wasn't going to let Historic frame Stephen Avery on their watch. They wasn't going to do it. So they sabotaged it. And then we've got all these lawyers that did all this shit that got them in prison and fucked them up when it was right there the whole time. And now that they realize how bad they fucked up because of Netflix, and then we all jumped in on it, and then I came along and fucked them up. And now they can't admit that they were wrong. They can't admit it. You will not hear a single color code come off the lips of Kathleen T. Zellner. That's poison. You will not see a color code anywhere in Drizzens or Knight Rider's briefs. No color codes. Color codes. Ah! Color codes are like the cross to fucking Dracula. Okay? To these lawyers, because they know they fucked up. And if Stephen ever proved this in court, with Gloria Allred would probably come and take it to court, and then Stephen Avery can sue Manawak County, can sue Calumet County, can sue the state, can sue all the lawyers involved. Shit, these guys are over $200 million, okay? They're approaching $300 million in lawsuit, and their lawyers are fucked. Their lawyers know they're fucked, and their lawyers know that if Stephen Avery ever fired Zellner, Stephen Avery, hey Zellner, yeah, you're fired, bitch, and hire Gloria Allred. Stephen Avery's got enough fucking money out here and enough goddamn clout and enough followers and people that if he fired Kathleen T. Zellner, that would hit the world like a fucking ton of bricks. Boom! Stephen Avery just fired Kathleen T. Zellner. Oh shit! Okay? All over the fucking news. Everybody be all interested in shit. What the fuck happened with Zellner? And then Stephen Avery goes, fuck you, Zellner. Guess what? Yeah, Rick just proved this. Rick just proved that. Rick just proved the other thing. You're fucked. And I hired Gloria Allred for, fuck, how many? You got millions of dollars to play with, Steve. Why don't you offer Gloria Allred $1 million fucking dollars to take a case? $2 million to take a case. $10 million to take a case. 13. Who gives a fuck? You've got the money. It's in the bag. The color codes tell you. Stephen Avery, straight to your face, dude. Why are you going down to get your hands on the RAV4 and have DNA testing done? What the fuck is that going to do for you? You already got the color codes. But Stephen Avery won't use the color codes. Stephen Avery knows the color codes. His brothers know the color codes. His father knew the color codes. Why the fuck didn't Stephen Avery say, hey, yeah, that's not the same fucking RAV4 that I saw drive up that Teresa got out of. That's a different RAV4. Why didn't you do that, Steve? Okay, why don't you do that now, Steve? I mean, procrastination. But Stephen Avery, yeah. You know that you saw with your eyes a 6P3 deep jewel green, all one color RAV4, just like the door handle on that 760 mocked up to be a K95. Why don't you do that? DNA, okay, they can fuck with DNA. They can tell you, oh, well, here's the results. They can make up the fucking results on DNA, dude. You can't tell. You don't know. You can't look at it and see. But you can use the color codes instead. Use color codes. Stephen Avery, use color codes. Try the color codes are there for a reason. Use them to your advantage. Get the fuck out of prison. As long as you don't do that, Brendan stays in prison. You stay in prison. As long as you got Kathleen T. Zellner working for you, you're going to die an old man in prison, and Brendan is going to stay in prison. As long as you keep Zellner, that bitch. Zellner's there to cover her ass. That's why she won't do color codes. Dora Nyrider, Stephen Dresden, they already went out there. They already did all this other shit. They put stuff into court that's fucking untrue, and they'll get caught. They'll get caught perjury in court. They'll get caught by putting false documents in court. So now they're going to go to fucking trial. Do you think that they have your best heart? Huh? Do you think they care about you? No, they're covering their own ass. They're covering their own ass. That's what's happening. That's exactly what's happening. And you people, you fucking know this shit. You're not stupid. Green, blue. RAV4 taken in on the 3rd, RAV4 taken in on the 5th. Same RAV4. Can't be the same RAV4. So, why don't we get the RAV4 that was over here? And why are we sticking in the RAV4 over there? There's 2 fucking RAV4s. 2 RAV4s with parts and pieces of a 3rd RAV4 on one of them. The blue one. Fuck that. Steve, the only reason why you're in prison is because you choose to be in prison, and you choose to keep Brendan in prison with you because you are looking for the wrong shit. You don't need DNA off of the RAV4 that Teresa would never fucking drove. Teresa's DNA is not in that RAV4. We already proven that. She never drove that RAV4. It's all in the documentation. All you need is an uncorrupt lawyer. Gloria Allred will probably take your case. Oh shit! Gloria Allred's on Stephen Avery's case. Bam! Everybody and their fucking dog will be all interested in this case again. Right now, you're beating a dead horse. It's a dead horse, Steve. Goddamn, fuck you, dude. You know your fucking color codes. Use them. And smack the shit out of you for being stupid. Your color codes, Steve. Color codes. Why do I have to fucking tell you this shit? You're an auto mechanic. I watch Netflix, Making a Murderer, Candace Owens, the whole fucking bit. The smartest person in the whole fucking room is Stephen Avery. You know that? What did the lawyers know about automotive paint? Huh? What does the judge know about automotive paint? What does the hall box know about automotive paint? What does Robert Herman know about automotive paint? Gee whiz, where do you get all these rapports from? Well, Lemieux Toyota started all off. They gave her a green one, which was the loaner. But they filed the blue one in Teresa's name. So it all started way back when she first got her car. The plan to frame Stephen Avery was hatched, and Teresa went to Lemieux Toyota and bought a blue 6P3 deep fuel, blue 760 Mystic Tail Mica RAV4, and she drove off the lot in a 6P3 deep fuel green, compliments of Lemieux Toyota. It was a loaner from the Lemieux Toyota, loaned Teresa the green RAV4 so it won't show up on any paperwork anywhere. And they took the blue RAV4 and they stuck it up in Cleveland Auto Salvage, where nobody would fucking suspect shit. So Robert Herman and the Manawha County Sheriff's Department revolted a bit against Kosorik's plan to have them frame Stephen Avery. There you go, people. It's either that or very close to that is the real story.